The Intangible Cultural Heritage (ICH) Secretariat in the Department of Creative Economy on Wednesday morning launched its policy project entitled Safeguarding St. Kitts and Nevis Intangible Cultural Heritage, Developing a National Intangible Cultural Heritage Policy. The launch ceremony took place at the Cuna Conference Center in Fortlands, attended by stakeholders within the creative economy space from both St. Kitts and Nevis. Mr. Pierre Liburd, Director of Culture, delivered welcome remarks.
You would have entered this morning and seen some of the lovely creative works produced by our talented young people. None of the artists represented in these paintings are at least were over the age of 18 or 20, 18, 19, 20 when they produce that work. And I could guarantee that many of us here this morning had no idea, a little idea, the level of talent and creativity that we had among our young people and across St. Kitts and Nevis. The reality is, it's a vast and deep well of creative potential, talent, heritage, culture, and we need to tap into it.
Mr. Patrick Howell, ICH focal point on Nevis, stressed the importance of preserving intangible cultural heritage.
In recent years, efforts to protect intangible cultural heritage has grown in importance, with UNESCO, the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization playing a key role. UNESCO has created a framework for identifying, safeguarding, and promoting intangible cultural heritage around the world, with the goal of preserving these valuable cultural traditions for future generations. One of the most important characteristics of intangible cultural heritage is its ability to provide communities with a sense of identity and continuity. Communities can maintain a connection to their past and cultural roots by preserving and promoting intangible cultural heritage. This is especially important in light of rapid modernization and globalization, which can endanger traditional practices and knowledge. So far, the ICH Secretariat of St. Kitts and Nevis Living Heritage, as well as networks of committed citizens, have been heavily involved in mitigating and preserving our heritage through documentation, transmission, and revitalization of cultural practices and traditions.
Mr. Miguel Elcalada, UNESCO consultant, praised St. Kitts and Nevis for its progress in launching the ICH policy compared to the rest of the Caribbean.
I want to congratulate what is now the Department of Creative Economy for undertaking the implementation of this second successful application for international assistance from the Intangible Cultural Heritage Fund of the Convention. It was in 2018 that you, in collaboration with your cultural communities, groups and individuals, applied for and received international assistance to undertake public awareness and community-based inventory. Thus far, St. Kitts and Nevis has been a leading nation in the region for the implementation of the convention in terms of your community involvement, in the creation of a national inventory, and in terms of your international obligations for reporting on the convention's implementation, which is not a small undertaking at all.
Permanent Secretary in the Department of Creative Economy, Valencia Sider, emphasized that the people of the Federation should value the nation's authentic cultural identity.
Our heritage is rich beyond measure. Our culture is dynamic. Our culture has huge untapped economic possibilities, and our future is bright. It is for us to seize the moment. Let us own our cultural heritage as we embrace the opportunities. Let us proudly tell our story as only we can.
Meanwhile, UNESCO Secretary General Dorothy Warner hailed UNESCO for funding its project and charged everyone to preserve and safeguard the ICH items.
With extra budgetary funds from UNESCO that has your blessing, everything exceeds $90,000 every time, US dollars that is. So that's money coming in, cha-ching. Yes, and basically the project is really to develop an ICH policy for St. Kitts and Nevis. And I challenge every one of us to ensure that we begin to show respect, to preserve and to protect and to give these items the prominence that they deserve.
The launch was complete with cultural performances from Royd Phipps drummers and folklore presentations from St. Peter's actors and Monkey Hill Bull. Andre Huey, SKN Newsline.